on the cheekbones. Got the highlighted areas, a little bit of contour down your nose, jawline nice and structured, forehead minimized. Hey guys, what's up? I am Miss Eve, your go-to for beauty, style, and inspiration. It's my first video on my brand new channel. Today I did a beginner-friendly basic makeup tutorial. I did some brows, I did my wing liner, I applied a little bit of falsies, and I hope you enjoy this look. And if you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when new videos come out. I have a lot more in store for you. Stay tuned. See you soon. Okay, first things first, I've already moisturized my face and used my SPF. Now I'm going to go in with my primer. I'm using the NYX Total Control Primer. It's a dropper formula. This comes with a little dropper. I put this in my T-zone areas and also other areas where I tend to collect oil. Right here. A little bit right here. And so, unlike lotion, you don't want to rub this into the face. You actually want to pat it into the face because it's going to create a barrier between your skin and the makeup, right? And that barrier will make for a smooth application of your makeup, even if you're just doing like a BB cream or a pressed powder. You still want to do this step. And now that that's been pressed into the skin, we can move on to brows. I always do brows first before I do anything else on the face. Revolution Soap Brow. This is kind of like a edge control for your brows. It just basically helps the brow hairs in place so that you can fill them in easily. Right? So it looks like this, like a wax. And you just brush your spoolie brush onto the wax and brush your brows up. Now my go-to eyebrow pencil is the Wet n Wild eyebrow pencil in the color Cocoa. I always use a dark brown. I don't use a black. Black is too harsh on the skin, even if your hair is already black, and especially if you have fair skin, that black eyeliner pencil is going to show up too dark in your face. So go with a dark brown. Going in with that pencil, starting at the very base of the brow, right? I'm just outlining the natural shape of the brow. I'm not going too far below or above the natural shape, right? And I create the outline first. And then I go back in and fill it in. I don't fill the front of the brow in with the eyebrow pencil because it makes it look really dark. I know they look very wide right now, but that's just because we have to clean them up. But before we clean them up, we're gonna go ahead and take our spoolie brush, which basically looks like a mascara wand. You want to take your spoolie brush and brush that product back into the brow. The ends in the middle of the brow should be the darkest, right? The front of the brow should have like a gradient effect. Use our spoolie brush to kind of create that gradient effect in the front of the brow. We're just going to use some concealer to clean up the brow using the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. This is in the color Deep Olive. I also use a little bit of the Deep Cinnamon as well. These together are more of my undertone. I'll just put a little bit right underneath the arch of the brow, right? And I'm also going to put a little bit over the top. The reason why you see people put concealer underneath their brow is because they're trying to make the brow appear freshly waxed or freshly arched. I'm using the concealer to cut some of that thick brow away because we drew it on a little bit thick. I know this looks crazy right now, but trust me, it's going to all come together. Now I'm just taking my flat top brush. I think I ordered this from Sephora online. And I'm just going to take it down the middle. And I'm going to begin to buff that concealer into the skin and blend it out. And see, the brows look very natural. They are not too thick, they're not too wide. This is my natural width and length of the brow. You want to be careful not to take the ends of your brow down too far. We've just done our brows, but we do have to set it. Every time you add a cream or a liquid product to the face, you want to set it with a finishing powder or a loose powder. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me in a number 30. I think this is, yeah, number 30. You're just going to take a little bit in the lid, right? A little bit in the lid. You can dip your flat top brush in there, shake off the excess, right? And you're just going to set that eyelid area with a little bit of powder. This is going to keep it from smudging and it's going to keep your eyelid from creasing, especially if you add eyeshadow I take it slightly over the brows, and now the brows are set. I can move on to eyes. Well, I'm not going to do any eyeshadow today because this is a beginner look. I'm just going to do quick wing lines in the e.l.f. liquid liner. This is in the color, I think it's jet black. Yep, it's jet black. And I start my wing liner at the very end of the eyelid, right? I go up, down, and across the lid. I'm going to fill that part in. Okay, that is your wing liner. Let's do it again on this side. Up, down, across the lid. Fill it in. Now I will say I do draw my wing out a little bit further than usual, and that's because I have hooded eyes. So if I were to stop the wing right here, see that flap of skin that's over the eyelid? That's called a hood. If I stop my wing right there, it's possible that the end of the wing will be hidden by that hood. So I have to take it out a little bit further. So that's a tip too. If you have hooded eyes like me, you can just take your wing out a little bit further. I am going to throw on some Falsies today. Let me prep my eyelids first. All right, let's talk about glue real quick. So my lash glue, I use 2 lash glues, but they're both by the same brand, right? This is the Duo Dark Tone Lash Glue. It comes out gray, but it dries black. And this one is like a liner glue, similar to the liquid liner we just used, but this is actually glue. So you use the dark one to go over, you know, to basically go over a dark line. And one for like if you're doing a glitter eye or a very light pastel eye and you don't want that dark line, you would use this one. Now, I do understand that some people use hair glue for their eyelashes. I don't really recommend that you use hair glue for your eyelashes because hair glue is not formulated for the eye area. And I just feel like it's not safe. If anything were to happen with this glue, you know, 9 times out of 10, I can just put some water in my eye and wash it out and I'll be fine. I'm not sure if that's the same case with, you know, hair glue. I'm not sure if, you know, you accidentally got it in your eye, you know, what the effects would be. But I do know that, you know, a lot of people use it if they feel like it makes the lash more permanent and, you know, you don't have to worry about it coming off. This does the same thing. It's actually the same consistency as hair glue, but again, it's safe to use around the eye. Let me just show you the consistency of it real quick. And see, it comes out gray, but it's going to dry black. And it's kind of just like hair glue, right? I always put 2 lines on the back of my hand. The air hit it so that it could get tacky. And as it gets tacky, it'll start to get a little bit darker. And that's how I'll know when I can apply my lashes. So I take the lash out of the package, right? And like I said, it's really, really thin. I'm just going to bend the lash a bit backwards because your eye is round and you need to make sure that the lash actually will curve to your eye. These pretty much stay on for as long as I like. Like if I don't take them off, they'll stay on. But I wash my face every night, so you know, whether I wear makeup or not. So I like to take them off, and I like to, you know, wash my eye area. I take my makeup off with a little bit of coconut oil, organic coconut oil. Coconut oil actually draws the makeup out of your skin. Coconut oil is actually good for everything. You can use it to pull cavities. I mean, it's really, really good. You just want to get the unrefined kind. If you do get organic coconut oil, just get the unrefined kind. The glue is getting a little darker now. And while it's getting darker, I'm going to go in and dip my lash in the glue. And I know that the glue is almost ready because as I pull the lash away from the glue kind of follows me. And that means it's tacky. Remember, the front or the short part of the lash is the front, and that's going to go toward your inner corner. The longest part of the lash is going to go towards your outer. You want to stick that lash right in the middle first. As it is drying, I like to kind of push it up and back to the lid. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the face. Highlighting the face will bring about a brightness to the face and just kind of give you a more glowy look. And it also will conceal some of the dark marks or some of the hyperpigmentation around the eye area or other areas of the face, right? So again, I'm going back in with that concealer. I'm going to take a little bit of this down the bridge of the nose, onto the forehead. I'm going to take a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And I'm also going to take a little bit right below the cheekbone. Now, for the most part, everyone's face is made up of two colors. The middle of your face is generally lighter than the outside of your face. And as you can see, right underneath my cheekbone is a little bit darker. Back against my hairline, that's a little bit darker, and jawline is a little bit darker. And that's okay. Those are typically the places where you would contour. You would kind of contour your cheekbones, your forehead, and your jawline. And it gives it a more chiseled look, and it also just plays up those natural shadows in your face. Highlighting plays up the natural parts of your face where you attract light naturally. I am going to go in with some of my deep cinnamon as well because I don't like it to be too bright under my under eye. Again, I want a natural look. So this one's a little bit darker, and it kind of tones down that yellow. I do have yellow undertones, but that other concealer is a little bit too much yellow. Beauty blender to blend this out. Typically my beauty blender, I will dampen it with a little bit of water. I don't have water right here next to me, so I'm going to use a little bit of my e.l.f. Makeup and Mist Spray. And I'm taking a flat side and just gently blending that into the skin. You want to be particularly gentle around the eye area because that is the most sensitive, fragile part of your face. If you get into a habit of pressing that into the eye, you will eventually develop dark circles under your eye. So be very gentle around that area. And beauty blenders are multi-purpose, and they're really, really good for applying makeup. And actually, I find them a little bit better than some brushes. Just know that when you are around the eye area, remember to tilt your sponge up this way so that you give your eye area a lift. Taking it down the nose a bit, blend out the middle of the forehead. And again, these are the areas of the face which generally draw light. Everyone's face will draw light, typically in the middle, in the center. So these are the points that we're highlighting. Down at Cupid's bow. We're gonna blend out that chin. All right, blending this out. All about playing up your natural beauty. That's what makeup's about to me. Just playing up your natural beauty. It's accentuating the natural beauty that you already have. You're already beautiful. And this is just playing this up. So, you know, sometimes there's a negative stigma with makeup that, you know, it's like catfishing or, you know, it's fake or whatever have you. Playing up the natural beauty that you have. You're just highlighting or accentuating those parts of the face to bring out your best features. Okay, so we've highlighted those areas, right? And we will go back in and set those areas with the corresponding pressed powder or the loose finishing powder. Now to contour. Now, most people do this part over their foundation. I like to do it under the foundation because once I've applied the foundation, I can set it and it's just more even that way. So for contour, where my contour at? Where my contour at? Y'all, I promise you, somebody be in my room taking my stuff. All right, nobody took it this time, y'all. It was me. Right here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me in the color 65. I think it's called Coffee. Yep. Now, contouring can be really tricky, and perhaps this could be considered a advanced step, but I'm just going to show you what you would do when you're ready. If you want to contour your nose, you're going to go to the highest point of your nose and draw 2 little lines, right? That's plenty because this color is 2 shades darker. So to highlight, you want to go 1 or 2 shades lighter. To contour, you want to do 1 or 2 shades darker. I'm going to contour the forehead. And it's basically, I'm bringing a little bit of shadow to the forehead, right? And I'm also bringing some warmth back into the face because that highlight kind of washes out, right? I'm going to contour or bring some more shadow back underneath my cheekbones. That's where that natural shadow was. It already was. See, it's already naturally dark under that area. That's just the way God made us. And I think it's beautiful. So bringing a little shadow underneath the cheekbone. I'm going to bring some down the jawline. That also gives your jawline a more structured look, right? Using this angled brush. I think this angled brush came from Burlington. There was a pack of 6 face brushes, and I like the angle of it. It's good to go into hard to reach places. All right, starting with the forehead, we're just going to blend this down, taking it to the temple, right? And you're going to see how the forehead kind of shrinks a bit. You're going to stay away from the middle of the forehead because we've highlighted that area. That's the area where we want to have a natural glow. Take it back to your forehead. I'm sorry. Take it back to your hairline, right? Down the temple. Because this is where you're naturally dark on the face. You're naturally darker toward your hairline, right? Take it down to the temple. Don't forget to take it down to the temple, or else you're going to look like you got scalp. So you got to take it down a little bit to the temple, and you got to take it back toward your hairline. Now, obviously, this washes out at night. Once you wash your makeup off, just take a little bit of makeup wipe back to that hairline as well. All right, now we're going to go ahead down that cheek. Go ahead and blend. You can either pat in or blend out. I like to kind of pat in because I like to use that dark color as a little bit of a bronzer to the cheek as well. So I'm going to do wide strokes or wide pat. Same here. I think some YouTubers call this underpainting. I guess that's the official term for it. And you can see the color coming back to the face, right? Now for the nose area, you are going to brush down. A little bit goes a long way on the nose, as you will see. Brush down. This gives your nose a slender appearance. Now, if you don't want to do this part, like I said, you can go ahead and skip this part. You may consider this more advanced, or you may be a little bit intimidated by this part because contouring could be very dark. But you want to go down and then up into the eyelid, right? Down and up into the eyelid. And that's why an angle brush is really good to use. Already the nose appears a little bit slender at the very bridge of the nose. I don't necessarily contour every day. I don't necessarily feel like I have to or need to. Like I said, I like to play up the points of the face that naturally have a shadow or naturally have a highlight, and just play up my natural beauty. Okay, and the nose is contoured. And it's not a strong contour. It's not like if you see me in person, you will see, a big black line down my nose. You're not going to see that because we're blending it out nice and even. Just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to apply a little bit of foundation. Again, Maybelline Fit Me is one of my best go-to drugstore foundations. Ooh. Sorry, fire trucks are going by. All right, so again, I don't know if I mentioned that everyone's face is pretty much made up of two colors. The middle part of your face is lighter, the perimeter of your face is darker. So I'm always, for the most part, using two colors regardless of the brand. For Maybelline Fit Me, the drugstore, very affordable. I decided to film by a window today, and so now all of the emergency vehicles are going by at once. Hope everything's okay with somebody. Anywho, so these are the two colors I use. This is 360 and this is the color 334. My Makeup Forever High Definition Foundation Sticks. And just to give you an idea, once you know what your colors are, you can pretty much be matched anywhere. So this 360, this one's running out, kind of matches perfectly. So because I knew what I was in 360, I was able to go to Sephora and get matched for the Makeup Forever High Definition Stick. Now this is the color R530. When you see R in front of a foundation, that means it has red undertones in it, right? This color is Y505, and this means that it has yellow undertones. I do have yellow undertones. I'll show you how to find your undertone in a second. And as you can see, this blends to this color, and they basically are a perfect match. So this is how you tell what color undertones you have. Now go to the veins that are the lightest on your body. Typically the veins that are on your underarm are typically the lightest on your skin, right? And as you can see, this vein is kind of like a light green vein, right? If you find that you have very light green veins like that, then you typically have yellow undertones. If your vein is very dark blue or kind of like a purplish, then you have red undertones. I don't need it. This look is pretty much done, but I'm just going to show you. I would go right on top of that under eye. And it almost blends right in because we've perfectly matched our concealer, our pressed powder, everything is perfectly matched. But I'm just going to go in with a very little bit. Again, I don't really need a lot of foundation. Believe it or not, neither do you. Even if you feel like you needed full coverage, you don't need a lot of foundation. Trust me, it lasts a long way. As long as you're setting your foundation with the proper finishing powder, you don't need a lot of foundation. Now going in with that contour brush, I'm going to apply some of that darker color right where we applied the other darker colors in the pressed powder in the contour. Just a very little bit. You don't need a lot. And like I said, we blended it so well that you can't even tell that I'm adding any color back in because we blended it very nicely. Now again, remember, every time you apply the liquid or a cream to the face, you want to go in and set it. So my go-to finishing powder, I think I already mentioned, is the Maybelline Fit Me color 30. And for that contour, that dark contour look, I use the color 40. I use the color 40. All right, and just to give you a heads up, this is how dark it is. And it's like a rich cocoa. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit in the lid, shaking the lid. Remember how you used to like sift flour back in the day? This is kind of the same idea. Just to kind of get any lumps out and make it look finely milled. Now for the lighter parts of the face that we highlighted, you can use that same beauty blender. Tap it into the powder and just tap off the excess. I tap off the excess so I don't get it like a real big blotch on my skin. Take off the excess and I go right underneath that under eye and I set it. Setting the middle of the nose, setting the forehead, setting the chin, setting that under, setting under the cheek. And I know it looks crazy, but trust me, it's all gonna blend out so nicely, all right? So same thing for the parts of the face that we contoured, right? And with the contour brush, dipping our brush in here, or our angled brush rather, and we're just gonna go back and set those darker areas of the face, along that hairline, along the cheekbone, down the sides of the nose, bottom of the jawline, chin area. And that's pretty much set now, right? What you're gonna do is take your fluffy brush, your fluffy blending brush. This is from Eco Sanctuary. It's, like I said, a fluffy blending or powder brush. And you're just gonna sweep away any of the excess powder. You don't necessarily have to use foundation. You can use a little bit of concealer or some BB cream, like a tinted moisturizer, and it still gives you some coverage. Concealer has pretty much done the job, right? But that concealer and pressed powder, I'm telling you, sometimes it works almost as well as a foundation together, and you sometimes don't even need to apply foundation, depending on the coverage that you're looking for. It's coming together. It's very glowy, very dewy, not greasy though. It's very just a natural glow. And it looks like skin. My go-to blush palette all year round. I use this in the wintertime, summertime, all year round. Let me just show you real quick. All right, real quick, I'm using the Sephora Spice Market blush palette, and look at the colors in here. Yeah, oops. It has a range of colors. I don't know if you can see that. This one you would use, this whiter one, it's kind of like a highlighter, but you would use that if you have very fair skin. I'm more of a chocolate girl, so I wouldn't use this. This would show up too harsh on my skin. But anything else, these mauves, the coral would look good on my skin, the burgundy, and that mauve pink also. This is like a chocolate mauve, and this is like a pink mauve. But I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of that pink mauve and a little bit of the burgundy together, mixing the two in, right? I'm gonna tap off the excess because we don't want a lot of blush. Don't wanna look like a clown. And then sometimes I even go and test it on my arm. And if I don't see it show up on my arm, then I know that it won't show up too crazy on my face. This brush, I got from Target. It's the Sonia Kashuk brand. Now, I want to say that this brush may have been $25. It's a little high for one blush. For one brush, I know, but this is a very good brand, and this brush will last you a long time. It is a very good brand. Okay, maybe I got caught on sale. Maybe I was splurging that day. To apply blush, you want to smile so that you accentuate the apples of your teeth and then go up. And see, it's very subtle, a subtle blush application. Smile and go up. See, very subtle. Okay, and it also, when you go up the cheek, it kind of accentuates that cheekbone. I love a high cheekbone, and I love for that cheekbone to pop, so that's why I go up a little bit further. Some people just stop right at the apples, but I like to pick it up. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. We're almost done the entire face. I'll probably do a little bit of lip gloss, some lip liner, and I am going to apply some mascara at the bottom lash line. And now I'm going to tell you something. Girl, I don't know where I was at the day that God was handing out lashes. That's probably the day that I was eating apple, because, child, I ain't got no bottom lashes. I am also going to go in and smoke out that lash line, just to kind of give the eyes a little bit of a pop. I know this is a beginner look, but this is very simple. If you already apply a liner to your bottom lash line, this is the equivalent. I'm taking the NYX Dreamcatcher palette, right? And I'm going to take a little bit of this gray smoke color right here. Tapping out the excess, and I'm just going right in underneath that lash line, applying the color. Like I said, this is also good to do if you don't have a lot of lash at the bottom. This will kind of, bring out what you do have. Now, before I spray my setting mist, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. I'm just going to do a quick gloss. I don't really use lipstick too much in the summertime unless I'm going out at night and I want to do like a red lip. But for the most part, I just will line my lips and then apply a little bit of lip stain and maybe some lip gloss. So to line my lips, I'm going back in with my other, actually I think I'm going to use my other, oh, let me put my ponytail around so y'all can see my ponytail. Why y'all ain't tell me y'all couldn't see my ponytail? Y'all ain't right. All right, I got this eyeliner pencil. I got this lip liner pencil from Charlotte Russe. It's actually a pretty color. It's like a burgundy color. It's like a deep burgundy. I'm going to line my lips with it this time. And I think that's going to play up the burgundy I have in my cheeks. Let me sharpen it real quick. Ooh. Only thing is, I think I don't use this pencil a lot because it's hard to sharpen. See, it's already acting up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips with it. Some people use a brown pencil to line your lip, and you can do that as well. Just please don't use black. Please. Remember how aunties used to use black pencil around their lips? Like in the 80s and 90s? Don't do that. If I see you with black liner around your lips, it's on site. You hear me? You gonna get it. You gonna get it if I see you with black lips. Oops. Okay, so the lips are lined. Now, I'm gonna go in with my lip cream. This is by NYX. It is the color Abu Dhabi, right? And it's a matte lip cream. I like these because they're not too glossy. And it makes like a mauve matte lip. Now, if you do want a little bit of gloss, you can go ahead and add some gloss. Actually, let's add some gloss. I mean, while we on the subject, let's just go ahead and add some gloss, right? Don't talk about it, be about it, right? Let's be about these gloss. This is LA Girl Gloss Topper, it's called. As you can see, a lot of my products are pretty much the same brands. LA Girl, Maybelline, NYX. I use a lot of NYX. I use a lot of e.l.f. Makeup Forever. I typically stay with the same brands. Ooh. Ooh, girl. See a nice pretty gloss. That's the look, y'all. We pretty much done. We can go ahead and set the face with the setting spray, and we pretty much done, sis. My go-to setting spray. Go-to. Now, let me tell you something. Ulta has a brand called Mario Badescu. Or I won't say it's Ulta. I think I found it. Sephora has it too, Mario Badescu. But Mario Badescu has a like cucumber mint refreshing spray. And this is just about equivalent to that. This is giving Mario a run for his money. Okay? Mario, you better watch out, because this is coming for you. All right, shaking it up. And I'm just going to apply generously. And it smells so good. This has tea leaves and cucumber in it as well. So when I run out of Mario and I can't get to Ulta or Sephora, I'll go right to the drugstore and get that e.l.f. brand. But look at that, y'all. This face is beat. And it didn't even take much. Look at that. That is done, girl. We did that. We did that. This is the beat face dance, okay? All right, but look, this look is complete, y'all. Isn't it beautiful? It's so even. Got the pop on the cheekbones. Got the highlighted areas. A little bit of contour down your nose. Jawline nice and structured. Forehead minimized, because I think I have a 5 head. I don't know, maybe like my hairline is receding. I don't know. Child, we getting older. But anyway, long as there is contour, we're going to keep this 5 head, a 4 head, maybe even a 3 head. JK. Whatever forehead you got is what you got. God ain't taking back no forehead, so you're going to have to work with what you got. And we did that today. We worked with it. Hey, work with it. Okay, everything's not a song. I apologize. I will not list these products in the description bar this time, sweetie, because we went over each product and they are drugstore friendly and you can get them at your local drugstore. So if they were high end, I would probably list them. Even the Makeup Forever brand is not technically high end. I feel like if you can get it without going into a department store, not really high end. But just play it back so that you can see which brands they were and which colors they were. You know, if you are my complexion, you get that way you can copy over me and get the same makeup, okay? Stay tuned though, y'all, because more is coming, okay? More is coming, all right? I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into the video. I really appreciate your presence here today. I really appreciate you making it to the end of the video. If you have any questions, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram. I am Miss Eve on Instagram. I am also Miss Eve on Facebook as well. I do have an online boutique called Studio E. I'm actually sitting in front of the backdrop where I take my pictures for my boutique releases. I'm in the process of selecting more vendors. I previously I came out with a bang and I was on the roll, and then my vendors kind of did some things that kind of, set me back. So I had to find some new vendors, and I am in the process of finding vendors. Just follow me on all of my socials and you'll stay updated to everything that's going on with me. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to take away some tips that you can incorporate into your makeup routine, whether you are a beginner or more advanced. I hope it was helpful for you. Stay tuned, please. There is so much more content to come on this channel. I am Miss E, your go-to for beauty, style, and inspiration. Have a blessed day.